All right. Welcome back, my regular viewers, listeners, and watchers. And of course, if you happen to be here for the very first time, welcome. Before I go any further, my name is Rahul George, India's premier eye hypnosis life healer coach and your personal guide. So, literally, as I was getting ready to record today's pod, and barely a few seconds into my intro to set up what we will be what this is literally when you know things, the universe is conspiring to bring all your dreams to life. So let me reset that. So as I was getting ready to record today's pod, literally a few seconds into the intro, there was that familiar cha-ching sound that I have made my notification tune or notification sound. And a few seconds later, as I was getting ready to tell you more about it, I accidentally hit the mute button on my mic. Now, this sort of gives you a sense of the direction in which we are going to be exploring today's theme, which is everything to do with the power of money. One thing I can tell you, of course, is that over the last 2 decades, for at least about 80% of this time, I have spent the the maximum amount of my effort, maximum amount of my focus on just one thing. And that has always and had always been to get really good at what I do. Now, for some of you, you know that I've been, in this space of healing and coaching for quite a while. Some of you who know me from maybe even before, you know that I've, been in the training space for a while, and as I started to develop my skill, develop my style, I also started to get more and more into the fascinating world of NLP or neuro linguistic programming, and ultimately that journey led me to what I now know to be my Brahmastra, which is hypnosis. And so over the collective years of the last literally nearly 2 decades now, I've taken every measure. I've looked and found every opportunity that I could to get really really good at my skill of being able to work with people, being able to process what people are going through in a way that they will have, they will experience that liberation that they seek. They will, finally be at peace with themselves. And this is something that I have noticed in, the lives of people in my own family, the lives of my clients. And over the years, I've been very, very blessed to have amazing clients to really work closely with people with the intention of helping them. Now, that's one side of the coin. And so, nowadays, as healers and coaches, a lot of us tend to talk about being lifelong learners. We talk about being very passionate about learning and spending every waking moment, spending every rupee, dollar, euro that we have or don't have in order to be able to get really good at not only good at immersing ourselves in learning, but also ultimately to be able to have a skill or a set of skills with which we can make a difference to people out there, make a difference in the world. And that is pretty much been a large part of my playbook over these last literally now 20 years. And one thing started to become clearer and clearer with time, that that's just one side of the coin, which is to be able to really do what you want to, which is to be able to help other people. While that happened, one thing that I did not for the longest time focus on was the other side of the coin, and that's everything to do with what moves this world and what makes this world go around. And a lot of this, obviously, you know what I'm talking about. And this is that five-letter word. We're talking about, obviously, money. And this is something that, For the longest time, I didn't really, make it a point to school myself on. I did not make it a point to focus on really developing my skill. But since 2019, that's something that I chose, and I decided that, you know what, this is one area of my life that I'm really going to start to get really good at. And little by little, bit by bit, through all the resistance and beyond all the resistance, that's something that I have been now, making my life's work. And now at this point in my life, I know that whatever resistance was holding me back, like no longer is. And this is that, next phase of my life where everything is about blending the best of both. Meaning, it's one thing to have purpose. It's one thing to find your purpose. It's one thing for your purpose to find you, and then to start to live your purpose. The second part of this equation is that making sure that you're keeping not only your heart open to receive the gratitude that people have for you, for the work that you're doing, but also to be comfortable, to be open to receiving money. And this is something that this year, in fact from the start of this year, is something that I have been literally developing as my project, so that not only can I benefit, not only can I grow in this project, in this endeavor of being able to receive money more freely, more openly, but also in this journey, I'm able to help more people, and especially people like us, people who are healers and coaches, with this, who already have this desire, have this passion for helping other people. The one thing that a lot of us forgot was to work on this aspect of us, which is everything to do with money. So today is, of course, the first of many of these podcasts that I will be talking about this. And as I continue to dive deeper into money, and when I say money, I mean money psychology, because a large part of us being able to, tap into the infiniteness of money, meaning that money is something that is infinite. When you truly believe that as um, literally, like, this becomes your money psychology, where you understand that it is infinite and that it is not limited. For a lot of us, that money psychology, when it tends to shift, when it tends to flip, then you literally open yourself up to receiving for the rest of your life. So look forward, of course, to more of these pods. And in fact, in our community today, I just launched um, you know, a poll, and very, very soon I will be creating a program on money psychology. And we are, of course, talking about money psychology in the context of healing your money wounds, your money uh, blocks. And there will, of course, be more programs. There will be more, um, you know, uh, discussions that we will be having in our community. And of course, the program is called Healing Money Trauma. And, for the longest time, I found it very difficult, very hard to understand that there can be something called money wounds, money trauma. And, safe to say that I've been very fortunate that I've had people that have, been taking care of me, that have, while I have been taking care of other people, there have been people, my own family, that's been taking care of me. But I also understand that, just like the wheel turns, that there comes a point when you will recognize that even in your own life, as a healer, as a coach, that, you're meant to live a full life. So I'm really looking forward to the coming days and the research and what I get to share with you. And of course, along this journey, if there's any way in which I can help you, please to reach out and let me know. And as always, these pods are done in service of you. So one of the things that we do, of course, in our community, the I Hypnosis Life community, is every Monday and Friday between 6 and 7, we meet live. One thing, of course, in our community that I have seen and which works beautifully is that good 90-95% of our programming is live, which means you get to meet me live, you get to meet the community in person on Zoom. And this is one way for you to connect with like-minded people. More importantly, for you to be able to have a place, to be able to have a platform where you can feel safe and you can feel truly seen and held. So I'm really looking forward to seeing you there. And of course, if you're somebody, especially as a healer coach, you've already begun your journey of healing and coaching, but somewhere, there are these little chinks in the armor. There are these little, um, you know, holes that we've somehow not been able to plug. And that, if you believe that you're ready now to make that shift in your life, then there is a community waiting to welcome you, waiting to support you. One more thing, of course, as something I've come to recognize in my own life, is that those who pay attention. So we do have 4 tracks that are now available. We have our foundation program, and this is, of course, a 3-day process. And we also have a second track, which is the advanced program, and this is a 3-month process. And of course, this is a 3-month renewable membership. Here, of course, you get to go deeper. We do work a lot on money breakthroughs. We also focus on, in order to have money breakthroughs, there are 2 things that are most important. One is to be able to change your identity so that it aligns with what you really truly are. And at the end of the day, when you think about it, you truly are love and you are abundance. When you are able to align to this identity, then a lot of what you do, and especially in the habits that you're building, they will be in alignment. And when you have this, it's literally the trifecta. You have your identity that is aligned to your beliefs are aligned to your identity, and obviously the kind of habits that you're building will support you in being able to have money breakthroughs. And when you start to live life like this, literally it becomes like a loop where, we talk about habit loops. Here, of course, we're talking about loops of abundance. So I'm really looking forward to seeing you and, coming in and, diving into these programs. And lastly, there is, of course, a skill-based track, and this is the mastery program. So it's a 90-day process. This is where I teach you the skills that I myself have learned over the last 20 plus years. And you get to learn it in a way that you can apply it in your own life. And especially as a healer, as a coach, you can apply it when you're working with your clients. And also, very importantly, you're able to apply it in your life, in your relationship with people closest to you. And if this is something that you're looking for, then this program has been designed keeping you in mind. And lastly, if you're looking for more focused attention and you're looking for a curated program, then there is the 4th track, and this is the personal coaching track. So these are different ways in which you can connect, which you can learn more. And if there's any way beyond this that you're looking for help, there are many, many more programs that we're going to be designing in the year. So really look forward to seeing you there. And of course, having said all of that, remember to live your purpose.